It's like I always say, it's home away from home.
Yes. Yeah. Yesterday you were at the stadium.
Yeah.
What did not happen?
I think for me, people are saying Benni is not a good coach tactically. That's a lie. Because for what he did at Chan, he already proved himself that he's a good coach. But then again, I think yesterday, we have to call it what it is. I think time for the likes of Olunga, the likes of Odada, they have got also to start from the bench. Because what the boys did at Chan, you've got to give them a chance, Robinson. Because yesterday, it was... Tactically, I think we got it completely wrong. But tactics comes with the first 11 you put out there. So I think the team that was out there as an 11 was not the right team for me. And I think we can sit here and say...
Should we have stuck with the team that played at Chan?
No, not really. Because you look at... I'll say, Marcelo is injured. He's the one player that walks straight into that Chan squad, first and foremost. You look at a player like... Ryan Wesley Ogam, why don't you play him? He has already scored 2 goals. He's in the form of his life, literally. Just signed a deal with Wolfsburg in Austrian League. So I think for me, the 11 actually that was out there was not the team that was supposed to start that game. And we were playing actually, we are not playing to qualify for the World Cup. Why don't you give those boys a chance? Because look at the teams like Ghana in the history. It is a continuity that has turned them into the black stars that they are today. So give the local lads a chance.
Now that you're saying that, let's listen in to what the head coach, Benni McCarthy, had to say after Kenya lost to Gambia yesterday.
When you play and you make the mistakes that you make, that we did, yeah, you get punished. And when you have a Gambia squad where every outfield player and the bench that they have plays in Europe, it shows the level, the quality that they have. And we will have to learn if we want to find ourselves or see ourselves on that level, that at this stage, when you make the mistakes that we did, first goal, instead of trying to dribble out the back, you lose the ball, and then they get a corner, and from the corner, people just not picking up their man and allowing players to get free headers inside the box. Yeah, of course. The players that they have, they play in Europe, so they know about the levels here. So when you get the opportunities that they got, they take them. And for us, yeah, you go 1-0 down, and then again, trying to play through the lines, and then just where the simple pass was to play outside and they intercept, and boom, you get yourself again 1 against 1. And Minte, he plays in the best league in the world, and yeah, you leave him 1 against 1. There's only one outcome going to be, and then 2-0 down, and then 3-0 down. Then it becomes really an uphill battle. But I think second half we made the changes. We brought in Alpha and Mansour because of the relationship that they had playing in the Chan, and I think they brought us a little bit more energy and more fight, and I think that's what people want to see when you put on the national team jersey. People want to see fight, people want to see passion, and I think first half we kind of lacked a little bit of that, and then second half there was more energy to it, and we could have gotten probably more than 1 today, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be, so yeah.
Well, that is Benni McCarthy speaking after Kenya lost to Gambia. Now, Jonathan McKinstry, the Gambian coach, on the other hand, said that Kenya is on the right trajectory, and it will take a bit of time before the results start coming in.
There's a quality difference there between Kenya and Gambia at the moment. Sometimes people ignore that and just look at the names, and okay, Gambia is maybe a small country of 1.5 million people, but you know, we've got over 200 footballers playing in Europe, and that's what Kenya aspire to have. You know, and hopefully with all of the development that's going on through the Talanta Hela programs and the various things that can happen in the future. But for us, it was about, first of all, matching the Harambee Stars in the fight, in the running, in the work rate, because we know, look, this Harambee Stars team, I don't know that there's a team on the continent that works harder than the Harambee Stars. Even when it's 3-0 down, they're still running. They're not giving up, and that's huge credit to what the coaches are doing and just the character of the players. But for us, we first of all had to match them in that. and then gradually be patient on our quality to take over. And you saw that, we scored some really nice goals today. In the second half, look, it was probably harder than it needed to be at 3-0 at half-time, but we knew Kenya would come out hard against us. We were disappointed to concede the goal. Obviously, we were waiting to make that substitution on the side to swap out the winger. Yankuba was, fatiguing a little bit, and yeah, look, 3-1, we're really pleased. To come away anywhere in Africa is incredibly hard to win and pick up points, and especially when you have a capacity crowd like today. So I think, look, it's a new team. If you look at the Gambia players who were in the lineup 18 months ago, 2 years ago, when they were at the AFCON, there's only maybe 2 or 3 of them still in the starting 11. There's a lot of young guys who were at the U20 World Cup a couple of years ago. And so they're maturing as a team, and that's what we said at halftime. We said, what type of team do we want to be? Do we want to be a team that can see out a strong position? And we showed that. So we're pleased. There's more to work on, but we're pleased.
That is Gambian head coach Jonathan McKinstry speaking after they got a 3-1 win against Harambee Stars yesterday at the Kasarani Stadium. Now, Salim Waziri, McKinstry knows Kenya very well.
Yeah.
And his tactics played out very well. They left Kasarani smiling.
Absolutely, and I said it in a different platform that he knows the lay of the land. He has coached some of the lads in that team, the Ronnie Onyangos, the Alpha Onyangos. So he said one thing he knows, if they're in the 11, they'll play those long balls, and it's exactly what he countered them against. So I think for me sometimes, Robinson, when it comes to football, the quality on our side, you can't compare with the Gambians because the Musa Barrows in there, the Yakub Minte of Brighton in there. So sometimes you've got to play lads who will outrun the other team, which has quality, because sometimes hard work wins you games. So yesterday we lacked legs, and we lacked someone in that at the heart of that midfield in Alpha Onyango. I think for me sometimes I say he's a Kenyan version of Xavi, because he controls the tempo of the game to perfection. I think yesterday he should have started the game, but I think the better team on the day one.
The better team on the day one. Now we'll be looking forward to Tuesday when we play Seychelles, of course, still at the Kasarani Stadium. Now, let's get into our conversation this afternoon, and it's all about the 6th edition of Waziri Su.